Peace and blessings. This is Messiah Mystic coming to you with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Today I'm talking about why balancing your feminine and masculine energies is a big key and a big role and a big factor in the healing and renewal of the earth. Okay, right now the earth is going through some things, okay, and some of us can tell, can't be ignored, and some of us live in a way to where it's not so apparent and we don't really feel the effects, and everything has its reason for that. You might live in the city where you aren't really sensitive to different things that goes on with the earth. You're not bombarded with plastics in the ocean. You're not suffering from droughts or famines, or you're kind of disconnected when you live in the city life. And so there's these big movements and things going on having to do with the healing of the earth, but I want to start to move towards us understanding that the masculine and feminine energies of the earth need to be respected for the earth to maintain its equilibrium and its healing, to maintain its nurturing. And when we respect the feminine energies of the planet, when we respect the feminine energies of this earth, we will see that respect reflected in our bodies, in our lifestyle. The earth is a feminine force. The earth is a feminine energy, and it was birthed from the energy of the moon, which is also a feminine energy. It is much more ancient and prominent than the earth, but they both have their sides, and they both play their part. So within the body of a woman, it is the manifestation of the spirituality of these earth and moon energies. Meaning, if you are a woman, you are literally an extension of the earth and the moon, the primordial waters and the ancient earth that we live on. You are a physical embodiment of that. And for my masculine counterpart, the sun is your primary force, is your primary guide, so to speak, on this earth. And the sun is symbolic of the vitality and the strength that men can naturally tap into in the physical world, physically and energetically. Okay, so right now, because of the generations and the generations and the generations that have passed, almost, my intuition is telling me it's been a good 1,000 years of happenings and experiences and change that has brought us up to this point. Many of that having to do with other beings coming to this earth, and things just really changing drastically on this earth. So of course I'll get into more of that in another video, but when we respect the differences of the feminine and the masculine energy, when we respect that, yes, we all have these energies within us, yes, these energies of masculinity and femininity exist within all things, and when we also respect that these two energies do play a role in regards to who we are spiritually and who we are physically, because they're one and the same, who you are spiritually and who you are physically. When we start to respect that, okay, as a woman, I have these strengths, I have these attributes, and we start to respect as a man, you know, I have these strengths and I have these attributes. Right now, what I see a lot of is we are wanting to take each other's position. Though we can embody the traits of masculinity and the traits of femininity at certain times, but what is the main role that you are playing in this life? What is the main role that you came here to play out and to fulfill? From the trauma that we have experienced personally in relationship to everything that has happened on the earth from 1,000 years ago up until this point, has caused many women and many men to naturally gravitate towards acting in ways that are not in alignment with who they truly are and who they really want to be spiritually in this world. There are a lot of women who are acting in masculine ways to avoid being feminine, to go out of their way to avoid being feminine because of trauma that has happened within the feminine energies of this realm. There are men that go out of their way to be feminine or achieve, be more in their feminine energy instead of their masculine energy, from the trauma that has taken place throughout their lifespan, throughout their childhood, in relationship to everything that has happened on this earth 1,000 years up until this point. So these energies have to be healed. They have to be strengthened. They have to grow. We have to evolve. Healing is nothing but growing and evolving. Healing is not sitting around in a circle eating popcorn and ice cream and, you know, gouging away our feelings and nestling ourselves in the pain, the hurt, and this kind of superficial like comfort that we like to give ourselves when initially we are still in that phase of extreme pain, extreme hurt, and extreme trauma. At some point we step back, we take a step back. I have taken a step back and look at our life, our feelings, what has happened objectively. And yes, that's gonna come with a certain amount of uncomfortableness. Oh my gosh, the feelings are just so uncomfortable when we actually look at our actions, when we actually look at what it is we were really doing in hindsight, what it is that we were really feeling, and what it is that really happened to us, whether it's this life, a past life that we still holding on to energies and emotions. That stuff is like gross. It makes you feel gross. It makes you feel, well, however you may feel, you know, it makes you feel just so violated. That's the perfect expression for the feeling of this discord between the imbalances of masculine and feminine energies, you just feel so violated, and it's a gross feeling, but it is the way, and it is the feelings that have encompassed the earth since a point in time in the histories of the earth. And our emotions and the waters have taken record of all of what's happened, and all of the emotions that have come along with all of what's happened. And so when you take time to heal, when you take time to grow through and understand that, yeah, there is a balance to be had within us when it comes to our masculine and feminine energies, that is when we can start to take much more personal accountability for what's happening within our families, for what's happening within our lives, what's happening within our entire lives, society, everything, you know. So that's all I have to say in relationship to healing and balancing feminine and masculine energies, and how it is just extremely important to do if you want to see any kind of change on a physical level, as to what is happening on this earth. You cannot keep not acknowledging the disconnect, the extreme disconnect that we have placed ourselves in when it comes to feminine energy. The disconnect and the dominance that has been placed over the feminine energies. And we cannot ignore, you know, the lack of attention and the lack of honoring and actually acknowledging divine masculinity and what it means to be healthy and in your healthy masculine energy. We are so comfortable and so used to assuming the masculinity to just stay in this immature and unevolved state as if that's normal. And it's not normal. Let's stop normalizing what's just not normal. And let's start acknowledging and uplifting the things that we are distancing and disconnecting ourselves from, and that is the feminine energy. And once we get comfortable, very, very comfortable with feminine energy, then we can really start to acknowledge, uphold, and honor divine masculinity. So that's actually all I have to say on that for real this time. And let me know what you guys think in the comments about balancing your feminine and masculine energy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.